Everyone. This is Josh coming to you from my bedroom. This is a attempt at finding 3 or 4 minutes of quiet in my house, which these days can be quite difficult. So, like a lot of you, we're remote learning from home, so we might get some guest appearances from my kids. But anyway, it's great to be able just to share with you this morning. This is a very interesting time for sure, and my hope this morning was just to share some ideas of ways you can engage, ways that you can be involved. Some of those super practically by volunteering, and some of them things you can do from your house. And then kind of end some of those thoughts with some encouragement and just things that we can celebrate right now. I have the tendency of letting my mind kind of go negative and pessimistic, so I think it's really important to also identify the really great things that are happening right now. So, first, I just want to fire off a few suggestions. So, if anything that I share you're interested in doing, but you need some like connection to, if you just comment below, then we know kind of who you are and what you need, and we can respond hopefully very quickly. So, if you do have any interest in getting involved in any of these things, just comment below, and we'll get in touch and get you connected. So, a few practical volunteer opportunities that are specifically outside of the house. So, Joy's Kitchen, which is an incredible food rescue program, is still distributing food Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So they're still looking for volunteers to help basically sort and hand out food. It's a drive-through operation, and they're really figuring out on how to do it really safe. So if you're available to volunteer for that, we could definitely use the help there. Also, they've got a Facebook fundraiser going, looking just for donations to keep things running. Family Promise is an organization that we partner with. Oftentimes, we host those families at Westwoods, so they're still hosting families, but there's a hotel in Lakewood where those families are currently staying now, most likely through the end of the shelter in place. So the week of April 20th through April 26th, still looking for people to make dinners for them, take them over there and drop them off to those family. Again, they're limiting a lot of the interactions and distancing, so it's a lot of actually just preparing the meal, taking it over to the hotel and dropping it off for them. The Action Center, which is one of the most active nonprofits in the Lakewood community, they're still doing food distribution and mail service, and they all are looking for volunteers as well to help with the food distribution. And finally, just a quick update on our severe weather guests. So severe weather also is not able to happen right now, particularly last night. It snowed. It's really cold out this morning. So Westwoods, we would have been open last night as a place for those guests to stay that would be warm and dry and safe. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that this week. So severe weather is distributing out tarps, blankets, socks, hand warmers, and bus tickets for those guests. So there will be a distribution day hopefully next week again. But if any of those supplies specifically you can get your hands on or that you have, you can just comment below and we'll figure out how to get those together and get them over to those guests. Just some cool things I've heard about people doing from home. Donating is also super important, right? So financially, I have no idea what this time looks like for you, but if that's something you're able to do, all these organizations, ourselves included, are still trying to figure out the best ways to serve people in need, and that does cost money. So if you're able to donate, that would be incredibly helpful. I've heard about some people at Westwoods sewing masks from home. So if you've got that skill set, I can put you in contact with someone who can show you how to do that properly and figure out how to get them to the people who need them the most. And I've just heard story after story after story, and my hope for you is that you would encourage everyone around you with notes or phone calls or Zooms or whatever way you can deliver that encouragement. If you're out on a walk, you just stop with a safe distance and ask someone how they're doing, what they need. how you could be praying for them. Really, a huge side effect of everything that's going on is a lot of people experiencing isolation and a lot of people experiencing loneliness. So no matter how we can kind of fight through that and be encouraging to people and let them know that they're not alone, that they're not disconnected, but that we want to be here for them. And these are everyone from teachers and health workers and food distributors to your kids and your family members and your neighbors. One of my favorite practices is just as someone comes to my mind, I try to take a moment to reach out to them, give them a call, text them, and just let them know that I'm thinking about them, I'm praying for them, and to see if there's any actual practical need there that maybe I was unaware of that could help step into. So in this time, yeah, I would encourage you, if you can volunteer, to let us know so we can get you plugged in. If you need to stay at home for whatever reason, or maybe maybe you're still working from home and you're trying to figure out how to school your kids from home, whatever the situation that you find yourself in right now, our hope is that you would engage, that you'd find creative ways to do that, creative ways to encourage the people around you and to step into the needs that we currently find people having. So, yeah, just a couple final pieces. Wanted to encourage you. Some things that I've been doing that have helped a lot is, the first thing is I'm trying with everything I have to keep perspective. I think for me, the tendency to shrink into myself and only be able to see things from my perspective can be really unhealthy. So I would encourage you to try to keep perspective in this time. Think about maybe what this time is like for somebody else, or when you wake up and there's snow on the ground. Think about what that means for some of our guests at Severe Weather who didn't have a home to shelter in last night. And then you just ask God for that perspective to mold you and grow you into more of the person that He has sort of intended you to be. I think from that place of perspective, you'll find yourself with energy and ideas and creativity on how to support and encourage the people around you. And then the last encouragement is just to give each other a ton and ton and ton of grace. One of the things that I've realized is that all of us across the board are just trying to figure this out, right? We're trying to figure out how to adapt our lives, how to be flexible, and how to do all these little things that for a really long time we probably didn't have to think twice about. And sometimes these things seem huge and overwhelming and scary, and sometimes these are little things that we just never knew could potentially be a problem, right? So give yourself some space, give the people around you some space to know that we're all just trying our best and we're all trying to figure it out. Love you guys a ton. There are a ton of great things happening in our community right now. People are getting to know each other and serving each other and supporting each other in ways that I've never seen before. And so if you're interested or you need some ideas, or maybe you have some ideas, ways that people could be engaged, if you comment below, or if you have any needs specifically, if you felt like you need something and you're trying to stay at home and you're not sure how to get it, if you would just comment below, let us know where you're at, what you need, or what you'd like to do. We'll get back in touch, and we love you a ton. We hope you're doing well. Have an incredible